Hey guys, this is SF, and like I promised last weekend, pretty much last weekend, that we'll do a rundown for the new Culinary champs, and what is the best forms and what each thing does a little bit more in depth, because I don't really talk about like multipliers that much, and especially for these monsters where I hardly use them due to in popularity. Most of the time I don't even have them either, so that's why I probably won't do it. And since the Monsterpedia update came up for 8.2, I think it's a good chance to do it in game. Talk about it in game. Usually, I did it really in the beginning in my YouTube video where I did it, and then it's really weird and it's all Japanese, so that's why I didn't really want to keep on doing it. But since it's all in the Monsterpedia, I will do it. So let's start off with the hatchers at Lain. Let's go with the evolution. Evolution is the Samurai Slayer M, no warp. Strike shot is further weakens a boss weak points on contact, so basically it will increase the multiplier of weak points. Weak point multiplier is usually three times more damage, so either from your normal attacks or your bump combos or strike shots. With this strike shot, it'll deal 1.3 times more, so a normal 3 times multiplier will equal to 3.9 times. And for our special stages, kind of like in Pepper, I think Pepper is, it doesn't say here, but Pepper is 6 times on the weak point, I think. Or is it the sword? Let's check it out. Pepper, 6 times more damage onto Pepper's weak point. So if you have Lain's weak point on it, then you'll deal 6 times 1.3, so that is 7.8 times more damage onto Pepper's weak points. So it works very well in along with those reveal weak points from Apollo and stuff like that. But it is a supportive strike shot, so of course you want the most damage out of all your monsters. But since if you're using a reveal weak point and a further weak point strike shot, then you basically take up 2 slots on that, and the other 2 slots will have to be carries. And for some people that are farming, usually those 2 slots will be farmables, or 1 farmable and then 1 carry. So it doesn't leave you that much room for your team, for your team comp. Even if you only have Lain in there, it's alright, but it's not really needed. 1.3 times is not that big of a boost, and strike shot only lasts for 4 turns until Lain's shot. In terms of this form, the evolution, Samurai Slayer M is not bad. You can bring it to mostly Daochan and Tokugawa Yoshinobu. So if you need a Daochan or Tokugawa Yoshinobu monster, then that's really good. Tokugawa is a nice max luck for some people, especially in the no warp category. Or you can get a Daochan, which is a little bit harder than Tokugawa in terms of dungeon difficulty, but of course has better versatility in both her forms. And let's go for the Ascended form, which is the better one in my opinion. So no warp gauge is recovery, so instead of a Samurai Slayer M, you get a recovery, which I think is a lot better, just because it gives you more versatility and basically not as niche as the evolution. Strike shot is the same, so 1.3 times more damage onto weak points, and basically his main use is Kushina Zero in terms of impossibles. Other than that, he's not that big, that popular. Of course, he is a support. Not many players like support monsters, just for the reason that I said, where it kind of takes your spot away from your max lux or your carries. So usually people don't really care much about him, and his HP is not that great either. So next one is Nacho. Nacho, let's go for the evolution. No damage wall, no warp, so double nulls, which is very good. Strike shot is a immune strike shot, and then shotgun for the bump combo. So main uses for evolution is the recent colossal, well not recent, but second round colossal Peng Lai, which is in JP right now. Not bad, and the immune is very nice for the damage reduction. And then also Nirai Kanai. He is a Pierce, and then of course it deals with one of them, which is a no warp, which is warps. And there is one thing I really want to caution you if you're going to use Nacho in Nirai Kanai, is that even if you use his strike shot, which is an immune strike shot, it will not immune the damage from the gravity attack of Nirai Kanai. It will always leave you to 4 HP no matter how many immunes you stack. So even if all your guys are stacked with immune strike shots, you'll always get to 4 HP. So be careful of that. Other than that, like, his bomb combo is not great. So usually he gets left on the wayside for like Valkyrie and maybe like a teeny as well, especially with his transition coming up. So there's a lot of replacements, and like I said, not that much damage, so people kind of meh. So that's why people go for the Ascended form. No damage wall, no block. Strike shot is a barrier and creates a barrier in the area. So basically Marishi's barrier strike shot, a lot of people would really like it just because of the hit stop potential. What you call a hit stop is where you get stuck into the hitbox of the boss and it'll deal massive damage. Either way, like in terms of this guy, no damage wall is of course Bishop 110. Other than that, he's not that great in a lot of other dungeons in terms of impossible or colossal difficulty. So like I said, with like better ones, you can probably bring it to Doom. Not that much, probably not Doom, but like either way, not that great in terms of overall stuff. But of course, it does have that high damage potential if you can get that hit stop in there. So that's why people go for the Ascension a little bit more. But if you really want versatility, then you'll go for the Evolution, just so they have that extra slot. Because this guy can also go for a Bishop 110 as well. So if you don't really want to switch all the way and switch to Ascended and then switch back and forth and stuff like that, then you can always leave it for the Evolution. Okay, the last Hatcher monster is Chocolat. So Evolution is the better form. So Minesweeper, no gravity barrier, double nulls, very good. 12 turn command strike shot, and then EX Laser XL. So bomb combo is really strong. XL is one of the stronger laser bomb combos, especially the EX and cross category. And then strike shot, of course, 12 turn, very good for mob clearing. And then double nulls, Minesweeper, no gravity barrier. So mainly for Akala, and the 12 turn strike shot is really good for clearing those zombie loops in there. Other ones you can go for Maneshi, Izanami Zero. I'm just trying to list off stuff. You can probably bring it to Yamato Takeru and then just try to command strike shot into pinch spots for your other monsters. So all in all, like, she is probably the best out of all the hatchers in this series. But in terms of general use, like in terms of every single monster in the game, she's not the highest. Of course, in the Minesweeper category, you can get like Loki, and then that basically shuns out Chocolat in a lot of areas. Like even in Akala, you'll probably bring Loki over as Chocolat, and most of the time, like 100% of the time. So like she's a good general monster for people that don't have a lot of 5 stars. Like this hatcher in general like has a lot of versatility in their monsters. It's just that they're not the top monsters in the game, just like a lot of those hatcher, a lot of these event series monsters. But even so, like they do have their uses. They do have their like they can go into a lot of dungeons as much as all the other ones. It's just that they're not the best of the best. Let's go for the Ascension, just a no gravity barrier, but she is a blast type with her EX Laser XL, so 17k, and then strike shot is just a laser and homing. Good for mob clearing for the strike shot. It's just that not great for single target damage unless you really isolate the boss. And of course, she loses her Minesweeper, which loses her versatility. So that's why I don't think the Ascension is the best form. So that's why you go for the Evolution. So I'm going to do a quick rundown of the actual extremes. So Lobstar, no Guided Bear, Demon Slayer, so lots of lots of versatility for this guy because of the Demon Slayer. Lots of demons, especially for us in global with Leah. If you have trouble in Leah farming or Leah beating, then always bring Lobstar because he slays her. And then you can bring it to like Death's Coil, Ghoulie. There's a lot of demons in there. Straight Shot is the same as Chocolat's Ascended form, so laser and homing. And then homing shot 18. Like for a farmable, it's not that bad. Like he does really low damage in terms of bomb combo and the strike shot, but it is a farmable, so what do you expect? And especially with the Slayer, it's more than enough in my opinion. And then the Ascended form, no wind, no Guided Bear. Strike shot is explosion. So in my opinion, for beginners, go for the evolution. For veterans, go for the Ascended form because this guy is one of the few farmable monsters for the 31st floor of the tower. The no wind comes in really handy for Ashura for that dungeon, just because it blows you away into Ashura's energy circle. And since he is a power type, but since you're pinching most of the time, speed doesn't really matter in that sense. So if you don't have any of the monsters for the 31st floor, then go for the Ascended form. Pinching doesn't matter because, I mean, bump call doesn't matter because you're pinching every time, and then explosion you can always save it for the last bar, and it will deal some decent damage in my opinion. Okay, let's go. Pine, last one. So this is the evolution. Pierce, Minesweeper, and then Strike Shot is the same as Daigoku. So it will basically shoot it in the line and then shoot whoever the line, like the first enemy that the line comes into. So make sure you aim, make sure you have a direct line towards the boss. Of course it explodes, so it doesn't have to be directly at the weak spot. It can be a little bit off or even like across the monster. It's just that as long as the explosion, as long as the boss's hitbox is small enough, then it should be okay. And the added bonus is that it will dispel damage walls and gravity barriers and of course mines. So, you know, it's good for dungeons like Slash where it has gravity barriers at the end but not very much in the starting, not in the starting stages, like in the beginning stages. So it's very good for some of those monsters, and it kind of like, or also like Queen Butterfly with the damage walls. And then Blast type, EX Laser L. In my opinion, I usually go with the evolution when I made my first Pine in JP. Recently, I've been going for the Ascended form because Evolution's missile is strong, but it's not as strong as Daigoku's, who has the first missile, because it's just the damage multiplier and of course the difference between the extremes and impossibles. So that's why I kind of like switched off to the Ascended form, just because of the strike shot. It is a very strong strike shot and neutralizes damage walls, barriers, warps, and mines, the all null strike shot as some people will call it. And of course there's blocks and wind now, so before it was only those four, which is pretty good. And of course Bomb Combo, Giga Blast. I recently went to the Ascended form just because, you know, I really like the Giga Blast for my max health monsters to proc with my carries of my team when I farm. So either way, like, I think it's more goes down to preference in terms of Pine. You can always make both, but I don't really see much of both. There are some dungeons like Rock where Bounce and Pierce becomes, where there are those obstructors where you need Bounce or Pierce, but it doesn't really matter that much. In my opinion, it's just more a preference of which strike shot you like better, or which bump combo that you like better. You can't really go wrong with either one in my opinion. So choose your favorite one, and then if you want utility for your team, then you go for the Ascended form. Well, they're both utility for your team, but it's just more if you want from your strike shot or for your bump combo. Strike shot's only once per dungeon, whereas, and it of course it does a lot of damage, or the Ascended form will be consistent but doesn't really help you out for that really like one-shotting potential, or like one like very high boss damage for one shot potential. So that's pretty much it for this rundown. Like I said, they're all good monsters. It's just that they're not in like the top. I don't know, like the really like the top. I don't know how you say it, like they're like kind of like B tier. They're kind of like B tier when there's like an A tier and an S tier. They're kind of like in the B tier, right in the middle of everybody. Lots of versatility. It's just nothing that makes them so special or so powerful that it basically breaks out from all the other groups. So that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. And comment below if you want me to keep on doing this, and tell me what more I should focus on. Should I focus more on like how much damage output they always do, or other multipliers, or other stuff like that? But just comment below, and I'll see if I can integrate them into my videos and a little bit shorter, and make it shorter and compact for you guys. But that pretty much subscribe and like it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.